Okay, we're back. So when you got a press plug, you go see the seal race only. Not hitting on the other part on the inside, which you don't want to be hitting on. Looks like the thrust washers, yeah, it's stuck in there a little bit. There we go. That was kind of welded into there, as the thrust washer is supposed to be free spinning. Not exactly free. That's the first problem I've seen with this case. The bushing's loose in the case. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put this down inside the case here. Right here. This is the tool we're supposed to beat with, but it's not long enough to hit usually. So this is a Timken wheel bearing tool I made years ago for knocking out Timken bearings on late model hub wheels. So this gives me a bar now I can clear everything. I'm going to go ahead and knock it out with a bigger hammer also. This requires a little bit of mass, so we got to get a 2.5 pound hammer. The seal's in there pretty good. See the barely coming out. Out now. Alright, so there's what's left of the original seal. It's an old rubber seal with a spring. That's definitely a pre-war seal. These are the kind of seals you see for World War II. Yeah, it's a really old seal. You can see all the original still in there. A little bit of rust on that. Not too awful bad, but not like it's new either. See how it kind of cleans up a little bit. Could probably reuse that. The seal itself we're not going to be reusing. And that seal is heavy too. That thing weighs about 1/2 pound. Okay, so now the last thing now is seeing the case race is loose in here. Hear it bouncing around in there. So that's not good for my case. So the case is going to require a 5/0 race in there, obviously. Now this is the cork seal that seals the oil around the outside of the seal so it doesn't leak. Now you can tell this thing hasn't been ever replaced because there's no marks in here from people working on it. Plus you can tell by the seal it was a pre-war seal. It had never been replaced. So this transmission has not been apart since either just after World War II or before World War II. So my guess is it's might not have ever been apart. But obviously the press fit they used back in the old days wasn't too good on this. So. Okay, now these are held in with a snap ring in here. I don't know if you can see in there, but the outside of the race has a snap ring right on the outside where my finger is. So you got to get in behind that with a pick or a screwdriver or something and get it to free on up. I had a pick once. There it is. First thing I do is figure out where the edge is. The split, there it is, way in the back side. So you got to rotate that around to where you can get to it. I put pressure on the seal, it gets the load off the snap ring. I'm going to try to keep the snap ring from rotating, and then I push it up to the other side. There it goes. I don't know if you could see anything I just did or not. Probably not. Basically, it's the idea I held the pick to hold to one side. I took the screwdriver here, and I pushed it so much that it flipped up like this. It rolled up like that off the edge. Stuck my finger underneath to hold it, and then I picked up the other corner and got that on top of the race. And you can just pull it right off. If any of that made sense. Okay, now we can get this out of here, and there's probably an edge that's going to keep that from coming. There's definitely a layer of muck in there. I don't want to do any more damage to the case, so gotta be careful. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get another one of these that fits this hole though. So I'm going to grab one of those real quick. Be right back. Okay. Alright, so here's this one. This one don't have a hole in it, so I have to make do. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and flip the case upside down. Stick this piece in there, the bead on. And take this one over here. Put that piece back on it. Drop that into the hole. And now I can beat it out. I'm going to use my smaller hammer here. This is only a pounder. That came almost all the way out. Almost. And we're out. Flush with the bottom of the case. Didn't quite have enough clearance. So now we're going to overhang the piece of wood. My guess is it's coming out sideways. Yeah, this corner here is a little bit lagging, so I'm going to push a little bit harder on this side. It's out. You want to make it come out evenly so it doesn't jam and pull an edge off. Okay, so you can see how the lip in here, this lip is a little bit bigger than here, I bet, because this is worn from spinning, so it catches an edge. So this piece is going to have to be either Loctite in, or you have to get an oversize one. So here's our case. Hole doesn't look too bad. It's definitely been spinning in there. You can see the gall marks in there where it was galling up a little bit in there. So overall, not too bad. Alright, so got a few issues there we've got to deal with. You can see how dirty it was in there. Now we had a couple holes we had to deal with. So we had one right here. So we want to get in there and see what got in there. So the case is broken right down in there. Right down through here. You can see the damn thing, okay. And you can see all those gall marks in there. That's where a piece of metal's got it, or metal or dirt, but usually metal. And that's why they didn't like having these holes over here, because any metal that came off your kicker or your throwout bearing, all of this shrapnel would go right into your gear set. When the hole's way up here in the front, it has to get by all of this stuff to get into that area, so it knocks off a lot of it going through. Plus it has to get up higher. So that's why they changed it. And you can see this case had that same issue. It had something get up in here and it pooched the case out a little bit. And that's what caused this pressure mark right here. So that just has to be re-rolled in that one little spot and it'll be fine. And there's another piece somewhere else I remember seeing. There's two of those. Thought there was two of them. Yeah, here's the other one over here. Down here in this front corner. So we go down here and look to see what we see. That's where on the front edge. Yeah. It's a weird mark. Not sure if you can see it down in there, but right here it's got kind of like a radius mark right there. I'm not sure what made it. It's not like digging with a piece of metal. It's like somebody went in there with a radius punch and just beating it with a hammer. I'm not sure what would have caused that. Something big and round was trying to get in there is the only thing I could think of. Almost like a little ball bearing almost. Whatever it was, it caused the case to slightly crack right there. Luckily it didn't blow it out, so just a small little stress area. Once again, fix it up, you're fine. So, alright, well that's what the case all looks like. So, extremely wear tranny, and lots of it are like new and some of it aren't. Definitely a pain in the ass getting apart. Okay, so that's it for that. Next is we're going to try to get this apart. We'll be back a minute after I clean up.